we have a specialist in studio today, Dr. Yusuf Kategaya from Probe Medical Center, Zana. We're talking preparation for delivery, and that entails before you conceive, after conceiving, and of course during that period, what you need to know and how you need to help your partner in the process. Doctor, before we went for a break, Diana was engaging you in the hormonal balance thing that most women are facing today that is affecting their conception.
What brings about hormonal imbalances and how we can be able to see to it that we are able to conceive.
Okay, thank you very much, Diana, for the question, Mr. Masanyu. Basically, hormones are affected by very many things. Let's take an example, how we feed, how our emotions are. That means the stress, any stressors around you. That's why we always tell mothers to come with their husbands to hospital, so that we can assess all those.
Baby, we need all of those.
Some men nowadays, it is a new era of men, I think. Most of them are catching up with that, that idea,
the young
because
men.
we need, we need to support these mothers on a daily basis. You as a man outside there, throughout the whole process. It is not only that the woman has gotten pregnant, then you should leave that woman until the 9 months. Basically, there are 5 hormones that someone is supposed to always look after.
Okay.
When these hormones are imbalanced, let's take an example, it is too much in the body or it is too low in your body. It can result to failure to conceive or failure to maintain that pregnancy. Let's take an example. On the 5 hormones, there's what we call progesterone. The normals of progesterone hormone in Luganda, they always call them obsande. That's how most of our mothers call them, or how we need to explain to them. This progesterone enables ovulation. When you've not ovulated, ovulation means the egg coming from its store to come in the uterus for fertilization. So that means if this hormone is either very high or very low, it means that someone will not do what? Will not conceive. We have a hormone called the estrogen. Estrogen levels must also be to the required level, so that someone can conceive. This hormone helps in the maturity of the egg. That means if you do not have this hormone, your egg may not mature to the required age, so that it can get fertile. We have the HCG. This one is produced after someone has conceived. This one is produced by the placenta, or normally what we call a chija nyuma ky'omwana. This hormone helps in the maintenance of the pregnancy. That's why at times those mothers come and they started getting their pregnancies have started misbehaving. That's why normally they tell us. And you need to replace these hormones, so that someone can keep the pregnancy and sustain it up to the required time. And this hormone is very key. That's why we test it in the urine and you find, or in the blood. That's why you test it and you find it there, because it is very key. We have what we call luteinizing hormone. There's what we call the corpus luteum, or that thing is where the eggs, that's the dominant follicle, or what is where the egg comes from. This thing must be also to a grown-up area or stage. The follicle stimulating hormone, this one is for stimulation of growth of the ovarian follicles, and basically those are the hormones.
So the hormones are very important.
The hormones are very important.
So just in case I feel like they are misbehaving,
you don't feel.
I should come over to the hospital.
You come over to the hospital. Normally, these people come in, or before even conceiving, you should take a hormonal profile and see, will I be able to conceive? Or if I conceive, will it be a normal pregnancy? Some of those people conceive, but still they do not maintain their pregnancies, just because they've not done their hormonal profiles. It is a requirement for you to know or for you to have before you start your antenatal. Thank you very much.
So now, after conceiving, what is required of me as a mother? Do I still remain with my normal lifestyle? Is it something that is normal, God-given, and so God should take care of the pregnancy while I'm chilling and enjoying life? What do I do
After conceiving.
after conceiving?
Okay,
The period.
just after conception. Normally, a mother, according to World Health Organization, a mother should take 8 antenatal visits.
8 antenatal
Eight
visits.
Throughout the whole
antenatal-
pregnancy.
Through the whole of pregnancy. At least the bare minimum should be 8
I'm
antenatal
okay.
visits.
I'm not feeling
You're
any
not
pain.
feeling anything.
I'm
You're
not threatened by anywhere.
Yes.
I just can't bring myself to
you
the
bring it-
hospital.
yes.
I've come to check on you, doctors.
Yes, yes. Because there are
interesting.
very many other things we can find out that you may not feel. One, let's take an example. Someone as before even you think of getting pregnant, there are medications you should start taking that enable your child to develop very well. Let's take an example for developed countries, and our country, of course, now is getting developed.
Yeah.
Someone should even 2 weeks or 1 month before even thinking about pregnancy,
Yeah.
about conceiving, someone should be on folic acid supplements.
Oh, okay.
This ones enable the child to grow up or even the attachment in the womb to be okay.
Okay. That is before. Yeah.
That is before. There are tests, there are 10 tests that someone should do that are required of them. Let's take an example. You may not know your HIV status. And it is very, very important to know your HIV status.
Yeah.
Then the other things, you should know your syphilis. Are you
Status.
okay status? The status of your
Syphilis is enziku? Kabotongo?
Yes, kabotongo.
Kabotongo.
That wasn't called for.
Kabotongo, it's
It's
kabotongo.
kabotongo.
Gonorrhea
It's
is
kabotongo.
enziku.
Yes, gonorrhea is the one
Jesus
that is
Christ,
called enziku.
Masanyu. Okay.
Then normally, people should also take
Yes, sir.
the urine analysis tests because these infections, or normally what people call infections, these urinary tract infections are the leading causes of those abortions because when they are in that canal, they normally engage in, they open up the cervix to let the child out. So someone should have screened for the infections.
Yeah.
Because if you have like, let's say infections like PID infections of the uterus, of course the uterus will not enable you to conceive or to keep the pregnancy even when you've conceived the pregnancy. HPV,
right?
HPV, human papilloma virus. Those ones are at a later stage. But now we are talking about the things you should know. There's what we call rhesus factor or your blood group.
Yeah.
Normally people take this thing
For
lightly.
granted.
They
Yeah.
take it for granted.
Yeah.
I want to give you an example. There is a couple. Okay, there is a couple outside there that have given birth to one child and they cannot conceive. They cannot deliver another child. Why? God created us in some way that we have rhesus factor means blood group.
Yeah.
Basically, we have A, we have B, we have AB and O. So those are the 4 basic. There are others but not so common. But those are the 4. But again, on those 4, you must either be negative or positive.
Or positive or negative.
Or negative or positive. A
B-
positive, A negative.
Okay.
B negative, B positive. A B negative, A B positive. But a couple that has a man as an A positive or any of the blood groups positive and the woman as a negative, that couple, they always produce one child. And
Most
then
cases.
most cases.
Yeah.
But then they cannot produce the next child. That's why they need to come to the facility. And there are medications, there are things we give so that we enable them to
conceive.
they conceive, but they do not.
The second
deliver.
one
The
now.
second one or the third or the other pregnancy.
Yeah.
That's why they always come out. So someone is outside there, they do not know their blood group. It is very important, my dear, to know your blood group and your rhesus factor.
And which one you're compatible
And
with.
which one you're compatible with.
Yeah.
And if you're not compatible, there is a way we help. There's a way we
You're
help.
not compatible, but you're so much in love.
But you're
You
so
cannot
much in
let
love,
each other
yes.
go.
But we give you some medication that you start up in the first or second or third trimester
Yeah.
for you to conceive, to deliver your child very well.
Wow.
Because the
It's
rhesus
that
factor normally terminates the pregnancy. Because if you're negative, the body, the woman's
If you're
body.
both negative.
If the man is positive and the woman is negative,
Okay.
and then that means that the pregnancy will identify what you've conceived as something foreign in the body.
Oh.
That's why normally people
So it fights against it.
it fights against it.
Yeah.
That is for the second, and because the first pregnancy you might go through it because the body is not yet sensitized, it hasn't known. Okay, thank you.
Wow.
very
How
much.
relevant is a fertility test? Someone spoke about it. Fertility
fertility-
test. What do you look out for in a fertility test?
Fertility test, basically, that's why we start from the hormones. For the man, we look at your sperm and semen analysis to see, are these healthy? Will they enable you to
So there are men that you can advise that according to the sperm analysis,
yes.
don't produce, don't do it.
You may not produce at that time, but we give you some supplements, we give you we advise you on how to feed, on what will enable you to get rightful and very healthy sperms.
What brings about disabled children or children that are not functional, children that have disabilities in the
Special needs.
Yeah.
So
in
those
the- in
ones,
pregnancies.
those ones are. It is basically a very wide topic. It's basically a very wide topic. But to summarize for you,
Yeah, just a little bit.
that's why I was telling you about folic acid supplementation. This one enables the body of the child, or even the brain, even the other parts, the organs of the body, to develop very well. Because if you're derived of the folic acid, that acid in that child, that means that child may get problems. It can also be genetical. Normally, some of these things are inborn. It can be from families. You've seen families whereby people are delivering sickles. That's why you need to know the family history of where you're delivering. People are delivering.
They have a history of
They have a
giving
history
birth
of
to disabled
disabled children.
Yeah.
Yes. There are those that
Because
the
when you
cleft lip, the what?
Yeah.
Basically, it can run through families. So there are very many factors that can lead to that.
When Masanyu was mentioning about sperms,
Yeah.
something came into my mind about, because we normally see on social media where they are showing lazy sperms that are not actually, and you can literally see that they are not, the tail is not shaking very well. So I was about to ask you, is that one of the causes of babies that are not really fully developed because the sperms were weak or something? Maybe due to age, maybe due to I don't know.
Basically,
Yeah.
it is survival for the fittest in the reproductive health in those sperms.
Yeah.
So the fastest or the most health will move faster than the ones that
May
are
the
lazy.
best swimmer
May the
win.
best swimmer
The
win.
winner takes it all. The winner takes it all.
Yes.
A woman's gestation period is 9 months.
Yeah.
And we have 3 trimesters.
3 trimesters.
Yes. Can you break down the do's and don'ts in the different
first,
in the
second.
first trimester,
Yeah.
second trimester, and the third trimester towards birth?
Okay, let's first go to the most sensitive, the third trimester.
Yeah.
So in the third trimester,
Is the most sensitive?
yes, it's the most sensitive because now the baby has grown. That is from 6 months to 9 months. The baby has grown and the baby is very huge. This one, someone must do a scan to assess whether they will give birth well or not well. These scans help us to identify, does the baby have a cord? Is it a special needs child inside there that will need, when they just deliver, they need this? Yes, those with abnormalities. That's why we are talking about abnormalities.
Yeah.
Will this baby, have all the parts developed very well?
At 6 months?
6 to
9.
9 months.
Okay.
6 to 9 months. That's why that last trimester, someone must do at least a scan. There are those that cannot afford the scans, but someone must do to enable the midwife or the doctor that is in charge of the delivery
To determine whether or not.
Two, someone should be doing exercises. At least wake up early morning, move around,
Take walks.
so that you exercise your pelvic or your bones that the child passes through. The other thing is, someone must not take those herbal medicines. you guys outside there, when you're visiting hospital, at times most of those they induce labor.
Yeah.
Some of them do, but I think it should be superficial, not through drinking, because some of those things have higher oxytocin levels that can result to someone miscarrying the child.
Yeah.
Most of you want to use these borders for long journeys, or you're at 9 months and you're getting you're boarding
Because
from
that's
here
what
to
I can
you're boarding
literally
from here
afford.
to Western Uganda.
Oh my goodness.
It
It's
is
risky.
not. It's risky.
Yeah.
You may lose the pregnancy. Exercises. Some of them are doing very strenuous exercises. Some mothers are still going to the gardens and digging very much. Some mothers are still very stressed. So that one can lead to miscarrying. So feeding. We say a normal person should have 3 meals a day. A pregnant mother should increase those meals to 4. And then after delivery, it can be 5 and above.
We normally tend to say, I'm feeding for 2, so don't judge.
No, at times when you feed, that's why some of them get very big babies and they require cesarean section.
How many kilos, how much should a normal baby weigh?
It is always around 2.5 kilograms to 4 or 3.8. Normally,
so
3.8.
If it's 5,
it's 5. It's alarming. Someone needs to have the labor with the cesarean section ready.
Yeah, as you continue with the 3rd trimester, I've seen those other countries, they normally give a chance to a mommy to decide whether to keep this pregnancy or not, especially when they find abnormalities and they find that this baby will be problematic when they come to the earth. They will never be able to walk, they will never be able to see, they will never be able to function. Literally, the mother will spend the rest of the time in hospitals. Do you give us chance here in Uganda?
In Uganda, the constitution does not allow termination of pregnancies. That's why we are telling you we should first do the basics, right? Normally, they are failed pregnancies. Failed pregnancies, this is whereby someone, even when you've taken you are pregnant, but like normally people in the medical field, we call it patent ovum. Like a hen can get fertile, lay an egg, but they do not hatch. You've seen there are 12 eggs, it has removed 11, but the 1 egg has remained. That means that egg may not have had the requirements to get a child. Those are pregnancies that are always taken care of. But these ones that have developed very well, even when there are abnormalities, we normally tend to deliver. That's why I'm telling you, if it requires a cesarean section, so to remove that baby very well and take care of them very well and good. So that's why someone should do the antenatals very well.
Interesting.
Okay. So
now the 2nd trimester. Meanwhile, I thought, Masanyu, that the 1st trimester was the most important because that's when the implantation takes place. That's when you're unsure whether this pregnancy will stick or not. So that's why I thought it was the most important. So take us through the 2nd one.
Okay, the 2nd trimester. They are exercises, but still reduced exercises. On the feeding, we still keep it at 4 meals a day. On the exercises, we normally do basic exercise, moving around. We should not strain. And the 2nd trimester is where the man is most required, because now the hormone levels of the HCGs, those that maintain pregnancy, are now emotions come in. These women
the 2nd trimester.
Yeah, the 2nd trimester. These women are so emotional. So basically, that's where the man.
That's why they beat us.
No. At times it is. You should love them much, but they should not beat you.
That's why you were eagerly waiting for that part.
No, psychologically.
That's why they send you for chicken and you bring chicken and like, now I want fish.
Psychologically.
You bring fish and like, now I want to ground nuts.
Those things happen and they are real. So if someone needs the space, you give them the space. But try to be as more engaged to your woman
And accommodative.
and accommodative to that woman, because the 9 months are not so, it's not so it's not a very long, it is not an easy
not
journey.
good. Yeah.
So that's why you should be there for the woman. You should avoid any violence. You should, if she tells you she wants this, at least try to provide. We should always also try to avoid very fatty foods. Very fatty foods, because I've told you now this is where rapid growth
is
of the child
happening.
is happening.
Yeah.
Then we keep doing also our antenatal visits. Yes.
That is the second trimester.
That is the second
That is
trimester.
from 4 to 6.
4 to 6.
Men, you
Okay.
have had
From
those
3
stress,
to 6.
From
Yeah.
3
3
to 6.
yes.
Okay. Then first trimester.
Then for the first trimester, this is where we are telling you about women going with their men to hospital. This enables them to educate themselves about the do's and the don'ts. Of course, to enable the other trimesters. So basically, we've told you about the folic acid. We've told you about the lab tests that someone is supposed to do so that they deliver a very healthy and a child who is very well. The feeding, that's also, it's also key and very important in the first trimester. There's also a tetanus injection to prevent tetanus. Tetanus is a very lethal disease. There's also hepatitis B. It is also a killer, even more than HIV. So basically, if someone has the hepatitis, there are also measures we do and say someone must deliver a healthy child free from those diseases.
Yeah.
On the rhesus factor also, we identify it in the first trimester. And this helps us in planning. We tell you about how you're supposed to engage yourself
How
with
many
your woman.
tetanus injections does a woman take through the 9 months?
Through the 9 months, they are basically 2, but we normally, the standards are supposed to be 5. But the first one, that is when you've just met the mother. So after that, you take 6 months.
Do we pay for those?
Normally, the tetanus injections are
free of charge.
Are free of charge.
Oh.
Especially at our facility, Pro Medical and Maternity Center, the tetanus injections are free of charge because these vaccines are gotten from our nearby government health facility.
Interesting.
Okay.
There's been an increased number. Masanyu, you wanted to ask something?
Yeah, before we probably go for a break,
Yeah.
towards the last trimester, yeah, probably 9 months, preparation. In the next link, we're going to be talking about post-delivery care and how to take care of that young baby that is very sensitive and delicate.
Yeah.
Then towards delivery, how should a mother or a couple prepare in that period towards delivery? Biki bye beetaaga okuba nabyo noga nti biwere myezi 8 kitundu awo bino mulina okuba nabyo awo ng'essaawa yonna muntu ayingira ku nsi kuno.
Of course, the first thing is someone must be psychologically ready to deliver both the man and the woman. 2, you should have chosen a healthy facility. That is very key.
Yeah.
Because I told you here we use reduced movements. So if you're saying you're going to deliver in Western Uganda, you should have already traveled to Western Uganda. Or if you're saying I'm going to deliver at Pro Medical and Maternity Center, you should be already around Zana, or you should be around those areas. 2, the man, you must have some money. These issues of traveling on borders, you're already in labor.
As if it's an emergency,
you didn't know
that the baby was coming
that the baby was
anytime.
coming anytime.
Yeah.
You need to have saved some money. So the mothers, someone must prepare and have at least cotton, must have beddings for the child, or these receivers. Someone must have gauze, soap, jig, those things that enable you.
That polythene.
The polythene that they lay on the bed. And of course, you should have a msao, an attendant who's going to be with you. A msao, first of all. Then the attendant. If your man is too busy, you must have a friend who is near you. Who will help you during that process, especially when you
run the errands, go buy this,
buy that, buy this. We need this, we need that.
Go and pay for this.
For improved countries and also for our country, if you are someone who has a unique blood group, Let's take an example, those of O minus. You should also have a donor. That is very key, though we neglect
Are you
it.
for
You
real?
should have a donor, someone who will be ready
There's
in case you lose a lot of
minus is
blood.
delicate.
It is too delicate, Zimbabwe. Those people are not always found. They are not so many.
O minus,
yes,
okay.
O minus. It's very unique. So that one must have at least a blood donor nearby that you can trust. Because even the facilities, when these they're not so common. That's why we advise mothers at least to identify. Well, yeah, or the facility should have informed the facility very well prior that
They
I'm O
planned.
minus, they planned for you. Rather than just going and falling into things.
Yeah, there's been an increased rate of prematures in the country. So many mothers are giving birth to prematures. Could there be a reason? Is it about the males? Is it what could be the cause of that?
I think we're going to start from there when we come back.
Oh, okay.
We help jumpstart your day like this.